Hey everyone, this is Jay. I am a popular investor on eToro.com where I trade, and this is week 12 of my updates for 2018. Our top news for this week: Facebook has some pretty major privacy problems. The trade war has officially kicked off between the US and China, and Binance has launched its own native cryptocurrency. The BNB token will be getting its own blockchain. Our weekly stats for this week: we have plus 0.14% realized profit and 23 trades closed. Crypto news. So there's not really been too much going on this week in the world of cryptocurrencies. So the news is a little bit thin, but all kind of interesting points. So the first is Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash had its first major conference since its inception. Roger Ver was at the Satoshi's Vision conference in the US and was basically fielding questions from all sorts of different people. There are plenty of other speakers there as well. There's some clips online if you want to go and check it out. Bitcoin Cash isn't really a project that I'm super keen on, but it's nice to see them having their first big event to support the cryptocurrency that they decided to create. Next piece of news, Verge crowdfunding partnership. So XVG, for those of you that don't know, is Verge, which is a cryptocurrency that's around 50th or so on CoinMarketCap. And Verge is a privacy-focused cryptocurrency, and for some quite strange reason, they have been crowdfunding 75 million Verge tokens to release the name of a potential business partnership or potential business that could be partnering with Verge. So I find it very suspicious that they would be raising funds to announce a potential partnership. I mean, raising funds to announce just a partnership in the first place is strange, but for it to be a potential partnership makes this even weirder. And they're asking for a lot of money as well. So if any of you guys have Verge and you've seen this, you've been tempted to donate, please don't. I find this incredibly sketchy. Verge is not a cryptocurrency that I'm a big fan of to begin with. They have a very shady past, I think, and there's a lot of pumping and dumping that goes on. But yeah, very strange piece of news, so I thought I'd mention it. Finally, Binance's BNB token will be getting its own blockchain. So this is pretty interesting news. Binance is now probably one of the most successful cryptocurrency exchanges there is, and it's, less than 2 years old now. So CZ, who is the CEO, I guess, of Binance, he announced in a blog post just over a week ago, so this technically wasn't this week, that Binance will be effectively rebuilding their token as its own blockchain and enabling transfer of different cryptocurrencies through that blockchain. Sounds like an interesting project. Effectively, I guess they're going down the decentralized exchange route, which, as we know, Bitfinex and plenty of others are going down the same route as well. So it'll be interesting to see who wins, but I guess good news for those of us who are looking forward to having decentralized exchanges. On to our stock news. So, Facebook and the data breaches. This is probably going to take a little bit of explaining. So, I think, people like myself have known for a very long time that by joining Facebook, you are effectively selling your data. There's an old phrase that goes something along the lines of, if you don't know what someone's selling, then you're probably the product. And that has never been more true than for Facebook. So Facebook for a very long time has been selling data on its users, primarily to advertisers. And that's fine and okay. And I think most people are at least somewhat aware that this kind of thing takes place. But recently, Cambridge Analytica, which is a UK-based company, has been effectively purchasing this data from Facebook and then using it to help manipulate elections and referendums and all sorts of different political events, and probably company events as well. There's a lot of stuff that I suspect we don't even know yet. This is all crazy. It's all kind of blown up over the past few days, really, the past week or so. And as a result, Facebook's share price has dropped by over 15%. Huge drop. Obviously, this has actually caused some ripples in the entire market. Twitter and pretty much every other big tech stock has been affected by this. Anyone who's running some sort of a social network. So Microsoft is affected because of LinkedIn, and Google is affected because of YouTube and everything else. So there's definitely some consequences to this, but I feel like Facebook have definitely had the brunt of the hatred, I guess. So I did short Facebook for a little bit. Currently, my short isn't going too well on them, but we'll see where it goes. I feel like this could drag on for quite a while longer, so I'm happy to keep it open for the time being. Yeah, not good news really. I've not really been too much of a fan from Facebook. I do think this could be good news for Twitter though. So I'm looking to try and open up a few more positions on Twitter, since Twitter is quite blatantly a very transparent ecosystem. It's much more obvious. You know that everything you post there is public information anyway, and you almost expect bots to be scalping that information. So yeah, I think it could be good for Twitter. Next, we have Micron. They had their quarterly earnings report, and although nothing spectacular, they did beat their targets for the most part, and were ahead year on year substantially from where they were a year ago, obviously, because it's year on year. Yeah, it's good news, and nothing spectacular, but I think there was a bit of uncertainty about how Micron would actually perform this quarter, the same as last quarter. So it's reassuring to see them basically bang on their targets. Finally, the elephant in the room, I guess, which is the trade war between the US and China. So this has been unfolding for the past few months, really. There's been a lot of rhetoric going back and forth. Actually, there was an announcement by China today saying that they would like to try and build bridges with America, not destroy them effectively, something to that effect at least. This has been very bad for the markets. The markets corrected pretty much as soon as every new piece of news is broken from this, the markets have corrected downwards slightly. It seems to be a bit calmer at the start of this week. I'm recording this video towards the end of the day, so I have the advantage of seeing how it started to play out on Monday so far. And maybe we can survive this in a reasonably comfortable state. But certainly there is a lot more uncertainty in the markets, and I plan on taking a bit more money off the table just until we kind of get a better gauge of which direction this is heading. Overall, this is pretty much bad for everyone, really. Obviously, China and the US deal a lot with each other, and it affects a lot of companies. If you're talking about Tesla and their batteries, or some of the solar companies and their solar panels, China is involved in a lot of trade. So we'll see how this unfolds, but not great news. On to our statistics. So I realized trading stats for this week, which is week 12 of 2018. 23 closed trades, so substantially less than last week, where we had about 40. 20 of them were profitable, 3 of them were not. Our average trade size was under 1% still, unfortunately, and our average trade profit was 1.91%, which is actually pretty good. Our average trade loss, unfortunately, was substantially higher. All of those losses, by the way, were on Bitcoin, so there were various shorts and long positions that were designed to help protect against some price movements that I thought were coming. Unfortunately, they went against us. That's just the nature of the beast, really. Despite all of that, we still managed to turn a profit at the end of the week of 0.14%, which I'm okay with. Onto the performance tab, and as you can see, March is looking very, very bad at the moment. I think we are probably at our lowest drawdown period of the month. It really depends how this trade war pans out, but certainly the stock market dip has not been great for us, especially in combination with the cryptocurrencies, which, as we know, are still going sideways and consolidating at their current price range. So I wouldn't read too much into March's data compared to last week's or even the week before, because really we're basically just trading between that range and moving up and down with the volatility. So hopefully we can recover that back up to around minus 5% or so by the end of this week. So what's coming up? Well, I think there could be some earnings coming up quite soon. I did have a look. There's none coming up in the immediate, like next week or two. But certainly they should be coming up pretty soon. Still waiting for those cryptocurrencies from eToro. We know they have them. We don't know what they are, but I'm still hoping for EOS and a few others. South Korea still waiting on their new policy regarding cryptocurrency. It was rumored to be coming out this week, but it hasn't. So we'll just keep waiting, I guess. And finally, Insomnia 62 and CWL Birmingham. So this is an event that I'm going to. I actually used to work for that company, for those of you who are newer. Before I was trading on eToro, I used to work for an events company called Multiplay, who run this event. And CWL is the biggest Call of Duty esports event outside America ever. So pretty interesting to kind of go and see what the reaction is to that for Activision Blizzard, and see what the fans are thinking of it. But esports is becoming a bigger and bigger part of Activision's strategy, so it would be cool to see that. And obviously I get to go and see a bunch of old friends and stuff while I'm there as well. So hey, if you're going, it's on Sunday in Birmingham, obviously. Then yeah, hit me up. Cool. Well, that's us done for the end of this week. So thanks for watching. Stay strong. Please do not panic. And I will see you guys next week.